Hello everybody, thank you that you chose my video to watch. I'm Veronica Me from Me Paintings and I'd like to show you this colorful painting tutorial. I'll be creating acrylic pour with beautiful twist and I'll be using all these amazing colors. I use these colors from Lucas Krill Studio. You come from all over the world, so I don't know where you could buy them. You will have to search them online. I can buy them in my local art shop, but I come from the Czech Republic, so I don't know where you could buy them, but you'll have to search online, or you can use different brands, your favorite ones which you use. And I'll be using this Viridian green, this one is yellowish green. Then I will show you how to mix this yellow, so you can do that too. Then I've got this Indian orange, cadmium red. This one is a mixture of carmine and a little bit of titanium white. This one is mauve, lavender. This one is beautiful turquoise color, and the last one is cyan blue. And I'll be using my white mix as a base, and this is mixture of titanium white and pouring medium in ratio 1:1. And now I would like to show you how I mixed my colors, so let's move these aside. So here I've got my little cup, and I will put a little bit of this cadmium yellow on the bottom of my cup like this. And I like using these colors because it's like, how much is it? It's half a liter, so it's for a good price, quite a lot of colors. And for acrylic pouring you always need quite a lot of colors. So that's just a little bit on the bottom of my cup. And then I add my pouring medium, and I make my own pouring medium from glue and water. I use PVA glue. In my country I use this brand, Hercules, but it's in USA it's Elmer's glue or different brands. It needs to be PVA glue or craft PVA glue. And then I mixed 60% of this glue and 40% of water that created my pouring medium. And I put it in this bottle. It's a bottle from different pouring medium, but I ran out, so I always make my own pouring medium, and I store it for about 2-3 months, and then I make new one. I never had a problem with it, but of course if you like using ready-made pouring medium, it's totally fine. But from my experience, the pouring mediums, ready-made pouring mediums which I used were not good. They didn't create many cells, but they were nice and fluid. So for different kind of fluid art you can use ready-made pouring medium, but I prefer creating my own pouring medium because it helps me to get beautiful cells. So I cover this acrylic color with my pouring medium like this, in ratio usually 1:1, or a little bit more pouring medium than the color. I'd say it's 60% of pouring medium and 40% of acrylic color. The same mixture like my pouring medium. Then I mix it up very well. You don't want any lumps in there. And of course you can skip this part. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I mix them. Usually I use the same mixture every time I make pour. So yeah, you can skip to the painting part, but if you don't know how to mix your colors, then you can watch me make this mixture. Yeah, that's perfect. And I also add 1 drop of silicone oil in each color, so that's 1 or 2, it doesn't matter, 1 or 2 is fine. And then mix it up a little bit, and that's prepared for my pour. So first thing which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover my canvas, which is size 30 × 30 centimeters. I'm gonna cover that with my white base, which, as I said, it's a mixture of pouring medium and titanium white. This one, same brand as my colors, titanium white. I'm gonna spread it everywhere on my canvas like this, and make sure you cover the corners as well. Everything needs to be covered with this white base. Perfect, so everything is covered. Now I'm gonna pour a little bit more white here in the middle because I would like my colors to spread nicely. So I want some more color in the middle because I'll be creating double swipe acrylic pour. It's my favorite technique, which helps me to mix all the colors nicely together. And I know for some of you who are starting with acrylic pour, it's hard to imagine that you will ruin your pour, but it's actually not ruined. You will create something amazing. I'm gonna start with my green, and I'm gonna pour this green line here on the top. And then I continue with the other colors, so light green, yellow, as a swiping tool, I'll be using this piece of plastic, which works well. And if you don't have piece of plastic, then you could also use this plastic foil, which could also be a good swiping tool. So let's show you a little magic. Now I'm gonna use my heat gun to pop all these cells. I'm using cheap heat gun from Lidl. It has got just on and off. It's very hot. It helps to pop these beautiful cells. Some of them started to show, but this is not it. I know beautiful cells are growing, but I'm gonna create that second swipe, which will help me to get all these colors mixed together and create a nice mixture. So, ready, steady, go. And I know lots of you think now that I've ruined it completely, but I'm gonna show you a little magic. I need to move these colors everywhere because I've got enough colors there. I poured that white there and it helped me to get enough colors for this amazing abstraction. Wow, look at that! Look at the beautiful cells. I just absolutely love this technique because it always helps me to create this amazing cell explosion. I love this mixture of colors. Look at the details. So many cells. So now I'm going to let these dry. I know they will stretch a little bit, and I'm gonna show you what to do next. I always wait a week till this gets dry and then I can start painting on it. So see you soon. Welcome back. After a week my pour is dry, and as you can see the cells changed their shape, and I think it's because in my art studio it was very hot. It was over 25 Celsius, which is kind of hot, and from my experience when it's too hot the cells just form into something different. So sometimes if you feel unsuccessful, it could be because of the temperature, because of the high temperature in your room. So it might be a tip for someone: wait till it's not too hot if you want nice round cells. But in my case it's completely fine that my cells are kind of weird, because I'll be turning this piece into beautiful 3D acrylic pour. And for that today I will use my very secret new tool, which I just received from its company called maker's cabinet, and they make these beautiful design pieces for drawing or painting. And look at it, I wanted to show you how it looks because it's so cool, and it will be perfect for my bubbles. Look how beautiful it is. It's this special round tool which helps you to create different sizes of bubbles, which is amazing. Look at that. You can decide on the size of your circle, which is amazing for me because I used these plastic yogurt cups and I couldn't decide on the size of my bubble. But with this tool, I can decide if I want small bubble, that's okay. If I want slightly bigger bubble, I can still do that. And if I want big bubble, then here you go. So I'll be using this secret special tool today for my bubbles. It has got this stand and you can put it like this so it stands. It's a beautiful design piece. And this is not a paid advert. I just fall in love with this tool. It's quite pricey, but I think it's very helpful if you like painting bubbles because you can choose what size you want. It goes from size 0 to 7 centimeters, so that's amazing for me. And of course you can still use yogurt cups if you don't have funds, but today I will show you how to create these beautiful bubbles with this amazing tool. So I'm gonna start with big ones, the ones which will be on the top of my pours. So let's choose these nice spots for my top bubbles. I'm gonna start here, and I've got my whiteboard marker, cheap one, and it just helps me to see where my bubbles will be. So I'm going to draw this round circle, which will be a perfect spot for my bubble. So another one here. It's quite heavy, so you don't have to worry that it moves or anything. Okay, so it seems like my top bubbles are done. I'm gonna create a slightly smaller bubble. And easy, just paint the underneath bubble here and there, and then I'm gonna show you what to do next. Now I'm going to fill this background with colors which match my bubbles. So this part will be dark purple, this part will be dark green, then some dark pink, red, orange and green and so on. And the dark background will help my bubbles to pop out of the beautiful space. Okay, so my background is done. I covered it with colorful colors, and now it's time to turn these bubbles into 3D pieces. I'm gonna show you a little detail. Let's start with this one, and for that I'll just use a little bit of black acrylic color and this type of brush, blending brush size 10, which is a good size for this bubble, but maybe for the bigger one I'll use bigger brush, and for smaller one I use smaller brush. And usually I paint the top part black and the bottom part white, but this time I'll paint the black all around my bubble because it will go well with this kind of background. So I always put my brush in water, tap it on a tissue, and then put a little bit of black on my brush and go like this, go over this. And this surface, it behaves differently than usual acrylic painting because this is a pour. You will have to blend it a little bit differently than normally. So I always put my brush in water and then blend that black color like this. So the top part is black and I'm creating that 3D effect right now by putting my brush in water and blending this black. You have to work quite quickly, otherwise your color gets dry and you won't be able to blend it. Let's put a little bit more on the bottom of my bubble. See, and it already started to look more 3D. Now you can see this looks much more 3D than this. The black color helps it pop. So now I'm going to finish the rest of them with black and then I'm going to show you next step. Now all the bubbles are painted, so it's time for my shades, and I will paint shades underneath each top bubble. So here, here, some shades here. It helps with that 3D effect. So all the shades and bubbles are painted, and the last step is painting reflection on the top of my bubbles, and it will add that beautiful shine. Let's say the light source is coming from this way, so I will be painting my reflections here on this part of my bubbles. And for that I'll be using my acrylic marker from Artistro. I will put the link down in the description box for you if you'll be interested. And this is just easy for me to paint with this because it has got this fine tip. And of course you could also use white acrylic color, but this is a faster way for me. So let's show you a little detail. You have to pump it and then you can paint with it or draw with it. So here we go. Here's my first reflection. On the top and also here on the bottom, just a very thin little line. Like this. And here you've got your beautiful bubble. I'm gonna finish the rest of them and show you the finished result. And this is the result of my bubble acrylic pour. And if you've seen my previous videos, you know bubbles are quite a signature piece for my artwork because I just love how they look and what they represent. the circle of life and circle of love. And I hope these bubbles inspired you to create your own beautiful art. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or share it with your friends because that helps a lot. You can also join my Facebook group, which is called Create With Me, and show us your beautiful art. You don't even know how happy you make me by watching this video. I'm so grateful that you watch my videos and that I can inspire you. Thank you for everything, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye!